Welcome to Broken Bushcraft. Today we're going to talk about the most important survival tool you have, your brain, your head. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and let's kick this off. So your head can get you in trouble, it can get you out of trouble. No matter what book you pick up, survival book, there's always going to be a chapter dedicated to having some kind of positive mental attitude, or having mental toughness, having grit, having adaptability, whatever. It's going to be positive mental attitude breaks it down to it. It's my whole yet thing. I'm lost. I haven't been found yet. I'm giving myself that broad opening to let myself win. I can say I'm going to be rescued in 10 minutes. And when 10 minutes comes by, I haven't been rescued. That's a failure. So here's the scenario. You're out hiking. You only have this gear. And this is typical gear that a lot of us EDC, everyday carry gear anyways. So you have a canteen, empty. I have a Swiss Army knife. I have a lighter. I have cordage. I have a fixed blade. And I have my coffee. But the coffee is not in play. So I have these items. I get lost. I get turned around. It gets dark. I don't know where I'm at. Well, I can sit there and get mad at myself for being lost. I can get mad at myself for not bringing a tarp, or bringing an extra battery for my phone, or a charger for my phone, or extra batteries or a headlamp, or whatever. I can get mad about the stuff I don't have. Guess what? I don't have it, so it's not going to make a difference. Or I can say, okay, I have these items. That's awesome. I have an item. I have something to carry water in. I have a tool to create. I have tools to create shelter and protection with. I have cordage, which I can do 101 things with, and I have a lighter that I can light a fire with. You know what? That's 5 small victories. Then those can become bigger victories. Now I need to get water. You can do things where you sabotage yourself, and that's when you lie to yourself. No matter what I say, this thing is empty. I can't say, okay, if I drink it now, there's water in it. No. Same goes with if, as I'm walking downhill, I can't say around that next bend, there's going to be water. Dang it, there's no water. Around the next bend, there's going to be water. No water. Because I'm drawing a line in the sand. Every time I fail, that's a failure. And those failures build up. And unlike successes, these 5 successes seem like a lot. But one little failure, it's like a weed, and it grabs on you and it pulls you down. So you got to kind of push those failures out. You have to say something like, okay, I haven't found water yet, but I'm going to keep going downhill. Or you know what? I've been walking downhill for a while. I haven't found water. Let's stop doing the same thing I'm doing, and let's try to find something else. Maybe if I dig in the ground. Maybe if I find some trees that are indicative of water being there, I can find water in the ground. Or I can get water from the tree. So there's ways to win. You just have to stop doing sabotaging yourself. Also, stop doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result, which is the definition of insanity. So the way you do that is you break it down to small victories, and you let the small failures roll off your back. And think you have to have something bigger than the failure itself. For me, in my wallet, I carry a picture of my family, my kids, and my wife. That's in my wallet. I have 2 pictures of that. That is my reason to get home. Now, it may be for you, it may be your dog, it may be your cat, it may be your TV, it may be a bottle of bourbon. I don't know. It's on you. Whatever your driving factor is to get home. On that note, you have to realize if you're using your survival skills, it sucks. Now you can, obviously, if you're in a controlled environment like a camp or something like that, survival skills are fun. Bushcraft skills are fun. But if you're doing the survival skills, it sucks. You're going to get eaten by bugs. You may have to build a debris shelter and sleep with the critters. You may be wet. It may be raining. It may be cold. It may be hot. Whatever. It may be dark. So all these things are going to weigh on you. How do you combat that? Well, with the tools you have at hand, you can say, I can lay a fire. I can build a shelter. I can bring some smoke into my shelter to chase the bugs away. If the bugs are keeping you awake, then you know what? You're still alive. I'm not injured. I have a couple bug bites. I'm going to be uncomfortable for a period of time. And understand that period of time will end. Now for me, I break my survival into 3 days. I have yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I've already survived yesterday. I have to survive today, and I will survive tomorrow. Or make it to the sunrise. That's another thing too that I've heard people use. Just make it to the sunrise. And you can even break that down to smaller increments to make it more successful. I survived the last minute, I'll survive this minute, and I'll survive the next minute. And those successes will show you that you're capable. And every time you're capable and you have a success, you win. And even if you have a failure, like you're trying to set up a debris shelter and it collapses, you know what? Did you learn something? Yep. Take it as a win because you learned something. Start again. When we find ourselves in a situation and we have our positive mental attitude and we know not to sabotage ourselves, there's some other things that can hurt us as well. The very first thing is our ego. We have to check our egos. We have to understand that we have a limitation to our skills. Maybe I watched a bunch of videos on bushcraft. It doesn't mean I know them. I've watched a bunch of videos of people dunking basketball. I can't dunk a basketball. So I know my limitations. Next thing is check your stubbornness. Now, as I'm saying this, I can feel like Mama Bushcraft. I can feel my mom. I can feel everybody's eyes on me being like, yeah, I'm bad about that. I can be stubborn. But I also know that just because I keep knocking two rocks together does not mean I'm going to get a spark. I have to understand where a success is and where a failure is and where to draw a line. So putting those things in check, they have no place for you in survival. Another thing you could do to chase away some of the demons and help you get through the situation is keep yourself busy. That could be whittling something. That could be collecting firewood. That could be preparing for rescue, like getting a whole bunch of leaves next to your fire. So when you see a helicopter going overhead, you can just push all the leaves onto it so it's a lot of smoke. You can collect water, purify water, make teas out of different things. There's things you can do to stay busy. Keeping your hands busy, keeping your mind occupied are things that are going to help you get through these situations. I know it wasn't a cool new skill to learn. I know it was me talking, but I hope I addresses some things that you're going to need to survive. It's having that positive mental attitude. If you can do that, you can overcome almost anything. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the woods.